Jabay. I watched Deadpool for Valentine's. Like every other warm-blooded nerd whose girlfriend slash fiance isn't overly into comic books, I talked to her and he was like, oh, you know, it's a nice, you know, he's got cancer, but he'll do anything to stay with the woman he loves, and you know, he's got desperate for a cure, and yeah. I mean, I'm joking. She knew of Deadpool because she's been to Comic Con and stuff, and you know she's seen Deadpool, and she remembers that shitty ass X-Men Origins Wolverine from 2009, which did fucking nothing for anybody, and you know he's playing Wade Wilson. He's not exactly playing Deadpool, but he's still good in it. So she knew the concept of Deadpool. The long and short of it, I've seen Deadpool, and this is my spoiler-free thoughts video. First thing, I mean, I had some concerns. First of all, the marketing for this is some of the best marketing for a movie I've ever seen. Like it's like it was marketed by Deadpool himself. The freaking emoji billboard, the Australia Day, the fucking all the little viral videos. That one he did where he took over Empire and just in the middle of Empire subscription video, brilliant. It's again, it's like it's being marketed by Deadpool himself. Wonderful. But I still had some concerns just based on like I didn't want this movie to just be gags, you know? I was like, is there a story here? Is it still going to be a film, or is it just a gag reel for 90 minutes? Short answer, it's not. There's far more. I mean, it's an origin story. It's a horror story. It's a romance. You know, it's a romance story. It's kind of all of those things, but it's still Deadpool's story, and in as much as he still gets to take the piss out of all these things. Like is it laugh out loud funny? Yeah. Not every joke lands, but god damn it, enough of them land for it to be a success. And the movie's made crazy money right now, which is brilliant for someone who's he's not a top billing character, you know. I mean, he's a popular character. He's like Boba Fett or Harley Quinn. The character's just caught on through like word of mouth and through the zeitgeist, you know. There's no like, there are only so many Deadpool stories that jump out, but there's not like as many as like the X-Men or Captain America or the Hulk, you know. Like, but hey, it's still good. Again, Ryan Reynolds knocks it out of the park as Deadpool. The villain is kind of bland, but they explain that very early on. It's like he doesn't feel pain, he doesn't feel anything. So it's okay that he's bland. He can be bland. You know, there's not much to the villain, but that's okay because he's playing it bland to begin with. That's fine. There are tie-ins to the X-Men universe. You know, they established that very early on. Obviously, you know, Colossus is in from the trailers, and he looks amazing. He looks like Colossus. Again, Ryan Reynolds. This is the role Ryan Reynolds was born to play. He gives it his all. He knocks every line out of the park. We see enough of him as Ryan Reynolds without the mask, without the Deadpool mask. It works. For those wondering if, for those wondering, I told you we need to oil that door. I told you we need to oil those
Deadpool's awesome.
That was the fiance review. For those wondering if Hugh Jackman appears as Wolverine, the answer is yes and no. That's it. That's just yes and no. That's all they're getting. This is the spoiler-free video, so that's all they're getting. That's it. Is that my beer?
That's my beer.
Oh, okay. It's her beer. Anywho.
You said you didn't want anything.
I know. I didn't know there was beer. Anyway. That's a little behind the scenes there for you. Anyway. Again, it's like Deadpool fans will go into watching this going for all. There's so many. It's such a cliche where people are like, oh, it's very true to the comics, you know. It's like in this, it is true to the comics. Not a lot of it makes sense. The comics don't make sense. A lot of his gags, but there's a story behind it as well. The actors knock it out of the park. Marina Baccarin, Anara from Firefly, she's in it. She plays Vanessa, the love interest, and she's great. You know, but she's kind of added on. I'd like to see more of her in the sequel. But she's not exactly a Mary Jane. Well, no, she is a Mary Jane, but a dirty Mary Jane, which ought to be a drink, now that I think about it. And yeah, so she's there. Again, the villain's kind of bland. Gina Carano from the MMA, she's in it. She does the superhero jump. She doesn't talk much, but that's fine. She's just meant to be the muscle. That's grand. Um, there's a lot of fourth wall breaking, and in fact, one of the best gags in the movie is, well, I won't spoil it, but it involves the fourth wall. Uh, it's a fucking good time. It's not for kids. It's not for kids at all. There was that whole petition about, well, make a PG cut for the kids. Don't. It can't be for kids. Like, very, very early on, you're like, this can't be for kids. There's no way a kid can watch this guy get turned into a fucking pizza while hitting a road sign at that velocity. You can't take a child to that, you know? Which is disappointing because my son knows Deadpool. He showed up in an Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. He was at the Comic Cons. You know, he's aware of the character, but this is not a kids' movie by any stretch. It can't be. The opening credits are amazing. Again, it's like Deadpool himself is writing them. It's great. Oh, dude. The opening itself, it's really powerful stuff. The pacing and the narrative goes a bit. They kind of flash forward and back, but that stretches the movie out. I was quite worried that the whole movie was going to be that action sequence on the road, on the bridge. It's not. That's like the beginning of the movie. Blind Dal's in it, Weasel's in it, a lot of like classic Deadpool characters are in it. There's one classic Deadpool character that's in it that I never thought would be in it, and that's cool. So it's good to see him. I want to see more of him. But yeah, those are my spoiler-free thoughts of Deadpool. If you like this vid, please click like, subscribe, view, share, and all the usual jazz. I'm going to get a beer, and then I'll see you tomorrow for my spoiler-filled thoughts. Bye-bye.